Welcome back, guys. I am so excited to talk today about your unique magic. I really want to dive in and tell you, just go into really just what it is, how to find it, and some stories, some examples, what it is not, all of this good stuff. So let's dive into this. So if you have been in my world for a hot second, you will know that I talk about finding your unique magic and centering your business on that all of the time. This is central to my core message, to my vision, to everything that I am bringing about. And I want to dive into why a little bit. So, first of all, let's talk about what it is. So, simply put, your unique magic is what you do best. It's what you love doing. It's the thing that you're doing when you are in your flow and it just comes easy to you. And the funny part about it is that it can often be difficult to spot. And the reason why is precisely because it just comes easy to you. So I find it really interesting, right? And a good parallel can be that it is your zone of genius if you are into these terms. So, what I often find is that people spend and center their business oftentimes in their zone of excellence. And this is the danger. So, this is the piece where it's like, oh, so what's the difference? Your zone of excellence is the area where you are really good at this thing, but, right, you're really good at it. You can do it in your sleep, but you don't love it. And it doesn't bring you so much joy and satisfaction. But the tricky part is that it's safe, right? Like it's safe and you're good at it and you're fine and great. So people often get kind of stuck and trapped here, and then they're not really operating their business and in their lives, and it affects their day to day because they're just fine, right? Like they're just fine. So it's a really dangerous place to be because we are on this earth for a short period of time and we don't want to spend every day being just fine. Life is so much better when you are doing things that you love every day. And this is possible when you are utilizing your unique magic. So let me tell you, how do we find it? So with your unique magic, the key is to really do some self-exploration to figure out what it is. And you might be listening, like, oh yeah, I'm really good at that thing. I'm really good at this thing. And or you could be like, well, I'm not really quite sure because I don't know, like this sounds like so almost pressure filled. Like, how do I find that one thing? Well, let me release the pressure because it's not that serious, right? So the good news is that you get to experiment and play around. So here are some things that you can do. So think about some things that you can do. Not really correct English, but you know where I'm going with this. Here are some things that you can do in order to explore and find your unique magic and bring it to light. Give your head, ground yourself down, take a breath, maybe sit out somewhere in nature, give yourself some space where you're not just sitting at your laptop with your client work around you with, the Slack notifications and all of these things. Really, really take the time and be intentional about this exercise because it's really important. And in order to feel into what feels best for you, you need to create that sacred space where you can truly, truly feel into it. So step one, go elsewhere. Go somewhere, not at your desk. Get your journal, get something, and make this a sacred space of self-exploration for you. And then when you're there, I invite you to, think back through not just your work and your business, think back to things that you do with friends, your hobbies, things that you love, right? So think back to just your life, your family, and write out things that people have maybe commented on, like, oh, you're the go-to person for this thing. Or you are the one who really enjoys, XYZ. In your jobs, you've always kind of gravitated towards this thing and you've always really liked it. You've been complimented on these things. See if a pattern emerges. really like dig in your business, the things that you truly, truly enjoy and you can do where it feels like no time has passed. These are the things the kind of questions to ask yourself to really find what your unique magic is. And the funny part about it is that, like I said, oftentimes it's hard to spot because to you it's just like, oh, it just comes naturally. And this is where it's important to talk to somebody else. So I advise you to do it on your own, and then I invite you also to talk to somebody else about it. The best case scenario would be somebody like me who's impartial, who can really kind of see your energy and things like that. But anybody, you have a biz bestie, you have somebody you trust, like really talk to them and dig in and see what they say. So I will give you an example. So a client of mine who was doing VA work and transitioning into online business management role, we were going through things and, okay, what have you been doing? What lights you up? And I'm sitting there just really paying attention to her energy, seeing her reactions. And she was talking about hiring and like kind of HR type things and really improving the communication and the processes and all of this, all surrounding how a team operates and empowering teams. She was also thinking about like, oh, like I kind of also enjoy this other things. I also enjoy launching and things like this. And it was sort of between these two things. And the one that we ultimately picked was one that fit much more in line with her dream life vision. The other one she was called towards because she thought that it would, the thought came up like, oh, like this might be easier to sell, might be easier to get clients, but it wasn't the most aligned thing. This is a topic for another day, so I'm going to focus and just focus on the magic part, the unique magic. Another client was also a general VA and newer and just really had no idea and was concerned, because she said, well, I don't have that much experience in this world. So how could I find what I'm doing? And then we started chatting and asking about her experiences. And I've come to learn that, she was sharing how she plans trips for all of her friends, like two like detailed trips, like without being asked, just like, oh, you're coming here, let me arrange everything for you. And how she is very into the culinary world and, and the traveling and really connecting with the cultures. And I was like, well, what about retreat planning? And what about being a VA that specializes in this? And she lit up. Like this wasn't even something that she saw on her own, because she didn't even know this was a possibility. But this is now her path. Or even another client who had such a hard time, who liked two totally opposite things on opposite ends of the spectrum, tech and graphics. How do you combine these things? And we combined it through being a launch specialist. And this is something that she is obsessed with and is so happy with and gets to use all of the pieces of her that she is, that's her magic, So even things that maybe seemingly are not related can come together in the right space if you create the right offer around them. So, and in myself, so funny story, I think it's funny, talking to how it can be difficult to spot it on your own. I was talking to my coach and saying, and she was asking me, well, what was your journey? Like, how did you were saying, oh, it was easy for you to grow as a done for you service provider. What did that look like? And I was describing to her my journey of, replacing my 9-to-5 income as a VA in 5 months and accidentally starting an agency because I got all these clients, and then shifting into OBM, and just how it was always been, and all of my, and whenever I was looking for a client, I was always like, everything I applied for, like almost either I got it or I was in the top 2. And this was, just kind of how it was. This was an easy journey. And she was like, hold on, like this you need to talk about more. So this is what you're doing, right? To help you in your coaching, you are helping people create these businesses and get these clients and really centering all of this and doing it in an aligned way. And it was so easy for you, and you're not giving yourself credit for this. And it took me aback because I was like, oh, right. Like a lot of times we need the outside perspective to point out the things that we are amazing at, because we don't realize that it's special. We don't realize that not everybody is at the same level, that not everybody can do these things with the same ease and excitement and, and flow that we can do them. So that's a funny story on that. So let's get back to the magic and discovering your magic, and then what do you do with it once you figure out what it is, right? So we have some of our questions. We're in our space. We're really looking back and digging in. And what I invite you to do when you find a few different things, maybe you have a few different things and you're like, oh, I don't know which way to go, is to really sit there with each thing, picture your life, picture what your future would look like, picture yourself doing this as the main thing that you do in the daytime, and feel in your body. So feel it. What comes up non-judgmentally, just this is information that you are getting from your body. Does something happen? Do you feel a tinge somewhere? Do you feel a tingle? Do you feel a part of yourself opening up? Do you feel this excitement? It might also be covered up and most likely with some nervousness, with some imposter syndrome. That's fine. That's normal, right? Whenever we're stepping into a new thing, these imposter syndrome thoughts are going to come, and that's fine. Beyond those thoughts, don't get sucked into them. You can sit in a meditation, you can let it flow and let them pass by you like the clouds in the sky out the window. And what's on the other side? Is there an excitement there? Is something happening? I'll give you an example to illustrate this. I had a friend who I've had on this podcast, Zani Eve. She is around here. Look up that episode. And she had approached me, and she's an intuitive guide and it's amazing, approached me about co-hosting a retreat together in Morocco. And my first reaction was one of utter fear and utter just what? Like, no, I can't possibly do this. Who am I to do this thing? I've never done this before. I've never considered it. And I said, okay, let me just wait and let those thoughts go. Let them happen and just not connect with them. And then what comes after that? So I sat with it for a second. I had all those, fear thoughts that came in my head. And then after that, I felt excited. I could feel like, oh, this is interesting. This is something that could be really fun. And after she gave me some more information, I said, yes, like, let's do this thing. And so this is where I invite you to be really intentional about the checking in with yourself, about not just sitting in the fear of the thoughts, right? This is where I invite you to let them come and let them go and see what happens when you don't play into them. See what happens when you just let them pass. And if you're still feeling this like, oh, and you can kind of feel this intuitive hit, right? There's something there. And this is it. This is your thing. This is your unique magic, the thing to step into, the thing that is your path. So I hope that this is helpful if you are somebody who is wanting to pivot, is wanting to build your business into something else, is really wanting to just take it to the next level, to go deeper. If you've been bored or if you've been burned out by your current business structure and how it's set up, and you've been thinking about what your next level is, but are unsure of how to get there, of how to even start thinking about what it is that you can offer, this is what I do and help my clients through it. So I also would love to just plug I would like to plug, going through puberty, my soulful scaling roadmap, where I also have the questions there. I have a lot of different potential paths for service providers to go down in their next evolution of their business, along with some questions and explorations to help you to really find that and dig into that. And that is available. I'll link it in the show notes at dancingleafsolutions.com/roadmap. So really excited for you guys to dig in and to find your unique magic. Let me know. There's a little text option in here as well in the show notes. Let me know what had come up for you, and I hope that this helps, and I will see you guys next time.